Angels we have heard on high, sweetly singing o'er the plains. Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you are new here, this is IAMCILS, a channel dedicated to faith, lifestyle, beauty, health, and everything goodness. And guys, I am so excited to be back on your faces again. It's been a while. I think it's been about 7 months and I've not posted anything since March. Yeah, I'm so excited. I miss everybody so very much. How is everybody doing? I hope everybody have been great so far. And guys, I am so certainly back. So this time around, I'll work on my consistency. Like I'll be very consistent. Fingers crossed, I'm going to be posting videos like every now and then. Yes, I'm back bigger and better. One thing I would say about the period that I wasn't posting is that within that short period, within that 7 months that I wasn't posting, I'll tell you this, guys, everything that was happening within that time was so content worthy. Like everything was content because I had a lot of things that was happening in my life, but they were all happening at the same time. Like I was changing hospitals, I was changing cities, and I had my school ongoing, like among many other things. All of them, I was doing it all at once. So it was at some point in time becoming a little bit frustrating. So I didn't want to take the pain, of setting up a camera on myself on top what I was going through. So that is why I kept the content creation a little bit aside because I didn't want to get myself frustrated. I wanted to be and I needed to be in the moment, especially with my school. Um, I was paying a huge amount of fees and then I need to focus on my studies because in case I flop any of the subjects, I have to repay. So at some point in time, I was like, I have to put something aside to gain something. So that is the reason why, guys, I've been away. So today's video is going to talk about why I moved from my previous hospital, which I have moved about 5 months now. Yeah. I've started working in my new environment for about 5 months now. So, and just to give you a little bit, to keep us a little bit on top of why I moved, and if it is worth it or if it has been worth it. Yeah. So keep watching. Make sure you watch this video to the end to get the special announcement that I have for everybody. To the main topic of the day, with my previous hospital, I'll tell you this, it was such a lovely place and it was my first ever hospital to work in here in the UK, and I loved it. They gave me the sponsorship here, and it came with another load, like loads of other goodies. I loved my time there, but guys, I tell you that it was stressing. It was a medical ward, and when you have a very good team, but the work still remains tedious. That is how bad it was. It sometimes when I get home, I feel like, girl, are you okay doing this job? Yeah, sometimes I have to question myself in that way. And moreover, I am a nurse and I pride myself in that, and I know that God specifically called me to be a nurse because this job, I love it. I love this job, but the stress that sometimes comes with it makes me feel like, am I really into this? But I see myself not doing any other job. Honestly, I see myself aside the content creation, I see myself not changing careers. Yes, I love my nursing. So me going through that challenge time, like those stressing moments, no matter how good the team was, it was a sign for me to just change the environment or just change to a different department or just change to see how it goes. But the problem was that I was not ready to change. I was not ready to change. I knew I had to change. I felt like changing, but I was too comfortable in my place because at least I know there, to me, I don't want to go through the pain of going to a different place and you are just going to start everything all over again. Because if it is a different specialty, you have to learn, no matter who you are as a nurse, you have to learn what is being done, the policies that is being used there. So everything, like some people asked me that you could have changed from from your ward to a different ward in the same hospital. No, I couldn't because I got stuck that I didn't want to move anywhere. If I was working in that hospital, then I felt like it's only that ward that I wanted to work in. So for me to make a big change was to move to a different trust. And that too came with a different, like a lot of fear in my heart, because I was scared of the future, scared of the unknown, that where am I going? And what if I go there and it's like actually from frying pan to fire? Basically, that was what I was thinking. So it got me stuck there for quite a while, which I think wasn't necessary. So the time came and I made a very bold decision. What I did was I prayed and fasted, and then I rested in the decision that I will make. That now, God, I've surrendered everything to God. So whatever happens, I leave it to God. I leave it to a superior one, somebody who, the one who created the heavens and earth. From then, I knew that whatever decision that I make, the Lord is with me. Whatever. So, as a fearful person, that is what I did. So, I advise you, if you have any other spiritual exercise that you do prior to making your decision, I think it's a good thing to do, because it helps you to rest. It helps you to know that no matter what, you are making a good decision because you've involved somebody else, which who is more superior. So that is what I did, and went for interviews. I actually applied to only one city, and I went for two interviews in the same hospital. One was a senior role, and actually I didn't get a senior role. I got the role that I was doing where I was. So I actually still took it because I still felt like I still needed to move. And I love that, because I love that that was the same place, because that is the place that I was craving to work in. Like, I knew there are many hospitals here in the UK, but that particular hospital, that particular trust, and that particular hospital for that matter was my main focus. And I'm glad that I got the work from there. So I got it, and the time came, and I sent in my resignation. It wasn't a good feeling leaving my friends and family, the team behind. And with this, I want to say shout out to Team Keystoke. Team Keystoke was so lovely. To everybody, I can't even mention names, from my manager to everybody. If I start mentioning names, I have to mention everybody, so I'd rather keep quiet. Yeah, they know themselves. Team Keystoke, I love you all, and my stay with you guys was so beautiful. Why? So thank you all for being a great team whilst we were together. And I know you guys are still a very good team. So my time came, I did my resignation, and then my hospital actually did a leaving party for me. Yeah. I was so excited. I'm so happy, and everybody came in their numbers. It was actually so beautiful to watch. So I'm grateful to Team Qstoke for coming out to support me even while I was leaving. I took some pictures with them. I'll try and see if I can put some pictures up there for everybody to see. Yes. So when I was coming, Team Kisto gave me this lovely bracelet. So this lovely bracelet is from Team Kisto, yeah. So it's a silver bracelet, and I have this bracelet with me every time. It's very simple yet sophisticated. I tell you that. So my magical charm. Thank you for this beautiful gift. Your girl loves it. Yeah. And now to the cities. So I changed from my previous city to this city. Obviously, first because I was changing hospitals, and my criteria for choosing the city was the fact that the city must be like young, like must have something ongoing. And I chose this particular city because it's very diverse and very young city. Like, a lot of things going on here. You don't have to go out to, like, to feel outside. Actually, in my room, I can just look through my windows and I could see everything that is ongoing there. It's actually beautiful. Whereas my previous place, like, honestly, if I don't see any of my tenants, I am home alone. And good thing was that I was staying there with a friend. Shout out to Ophelia. I was staying there with my bestie Ophelia, so we were together. But when Ophelia goes away, or when I also go away, we were just stuck with each other. Unless you go to work, you don't actually see anything happening. So that was my first criteria. Also, with the cities, I made sure that I am a very introvert person. I don't necessarily go out as often as I should. So I love a city where it is a bit busier. That, like, it is a bit busy. There is something ongoing that even before me going out, I can still feel the outside in my room. Do you know what I mean? You get me? Yeah. So currently I'm in Manchester, and I love Manchester. Everywhere you so everywhere there is something ongoing at every time. And if you want to go out, if you want to to travel here. I'm also closer to the city center. You can just walk to the city center. Everybody's doing their own thing. It's so lovely. You can just sometimes I go there with my books and have a read in the grasses. Like it's so lovely. Yes. So I needed a city that was young. And whilst I've been in here, I tell you this, like I've been exposed to concerts, and there are many concerts, Christian concerts and lovely music concerts that happens here every now and then. So being here, I've been able to attend some concerts, and if I was way back like where I was, I wouldn't have had that opportunity. But because this place is more diverse and it got black people also here, there are more black concerts that happen here. So I'm so glad I changed the cities. Now to the to my church wise, oh, I never wanted to leave Bristol PRWC. Bristol PRWC, my first ever church family, my presiding elder. I send my regards to my presiding elder Marvin Rowe, a whole lot, Sister Debbie, Felicia, Sister Rita, the team, Danny, everyone. Danny will say yellow CC. Yes, so I send my regards to everybody. They were so lovely. EPRWC, they are very good. Actually, if you are around Bristol and Gloucester or Bristol and its surroundings and you need a church to go, move fast or run to Bristol PRWC and you would love everything there. So and when I was coming, Bristol PWC also gave me some gifts, and I love everything of them. I have a special mug, right, written like it's written C on there, representing Cecilia or church, whichever, but I've taken that representing Cecilia, and it's a very lovely gray mug. Always have my morning cup of tea in it, and reminds me of BPRWC. So BPRWC, thank you for the love that you showed me while I was in there. And yes, one last thing, the church prayed for me, prayed some blessings upon me. Just imagine, like, who wouldn't want that? Like, you don't want that? Who wouldn't cherish that moment? So BPRWC, God bless you all for my time there. Now, I think this video is getting too long, more than I anticipated it to be. But let's continue. Now, here I am, moved trust 7 months ago, and the last question that needs to be answered is, was it worth it? On my first day, my first second day, I was like, what is this? I wasn't feeling it in the first 2 days. I was not having it. One of my seniors also called me and said, Cecilia, we've got a very positive feedback about you. I'm like, I didn't even ask them that from who. I was like, oh, thank you. I don't think it still doesn't make me feel like I belong here. It still doesn't make me feel that way. But I kept going. I kept going. A few days came and I heard from a colleague who came to work there. She was talking about a particular ward, how it's a coronary ward and how it's a very good and lovely ward, like, and it's much chilled. It's not only from her that I heard from. I heard from many different people. Like when we go for trainings and whatsoever within the first week, they were like, oh, this ward is a very nice ward. So I don't know why, but then people were saying, I was like, wow, I would love to be in this ward. So one thing in the UK here is that even if you are in the same hospital and you want to change ward, you have to apply. You still have to apply in the same hospital. That is how it is. So I was like, okay, now because I've just come into this team, I can't just leave. I was just thinking about ways and means how I would be able to transfer to that ward from my 6 months or to a year after I worked there, then I will transfer. So that was my mindset. The first week ended, and then told me why my matron came, and then she just called me and she was like, Cecilia, pick your bag. We are going to this particular ward. I was like, I don't know. This one really gave me an idea that God, even before we open our mouth, He says He knows what we want. And the fact is, I think He brought me here for this particular job. I think this job was the reason why I moved. This particular ward that I was supposed to work was the reason why I moved because everything was just so smooth. So I moved there that particular morning and I wasn't even believing, I wasn't sure. I was just at the back of my mind, I was like, I hope they wouldn't send me back. Because when you don't believe in something has happened, something good has happened, but you still don't believe and you feel like it will just bounce. So at some point, I was just looking at them that maybe they will tell me to work for 1 week there and go back to my ward, And They made my rota for me, everything, and guys, it's been a very beautiful ride from there. It has its own challenges, but the specialty there is so nice. Like it's like to have if you want any cardiac advice, you can call me. And if and only if I know, I'm going to tell you. But the fact is, it is a very special cardiac ward. If and it is lovely. Even without being a band six, I am just so satisfied because the exposure there is so good, and everything that I've learned, I am like practicing them here. But where I was working, it was for old people, it's the care of the elderly, and hence we don't really do much for them because they are already frail, and we don't want to really, bother them so much. I think that is why I wasn't feeling the nursing that I was doing that much, like comparing these scenarios. I love it, and I'm so glad that the Lord gave me this particular exposure as a nurse because I'm enjoying every bit of it for now, and I know it's going to be forever. The big announcement is that IAMCILS will be launching a Christian girly podcast. Yay! Yes, we are going to be launching a Christian girly podcast very soon. I'm just telling you so you can anticipate for the future. Before it comes to life, I'll let you know again. So if you are interested, you can just message me and I'm going to include all my friends. All my friends should be ready because I know they have very good experience in so many stuffs. So we will be sharing them to the whole world. And if you are interested, please you can DM me. The Christian Girly podcast is opened to everybody. So guys, thank you and anticipate. I hope you enjoyed the story that I gave you today. Yes, I love you all and have a good day. Have a good evening.
Angels we have heard on high, sweetly singing o'er the plains, and the mountains in reply